But the thing is, like, 90% of what we see online is like 1% of people. It's just it reaches so
it's
far.
just so far.
So it's
That's so true.
Yeah, that is right.
But that
I don't actually.
shit.
That's crazy.
I actually
That's
didn't.
crazy, bro.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Waliberali show. I'm joined here with.
Let's yolo Judy chair.
Jaden.
For Siri.
Kamu.
Shabzi.
And I'm Ronan Labuskachni. Today we're talking about the state of men related to high school.
Yeah, guys. So, I don't know where can we even start, bro. But what is the state of men right now? What do you think about our age group? Like, what do you think about our age group males? Do you think we are where we're supposed to be in terms of like where we want to be?
Wait,
or
first
just,
of all, let's okay. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
continue.
Let's start off. What do you guys think is a man? Like when you think about, I bet, man. Like what's the ideal man that pops into your head?
Breadwinner. Like making money. That's number one. Obviously not making money, but providing for like your family, providing for the people around you, and like taking sacrifices. Even when it doesn't benefit you, if you benefit seeing like the ones you love. Like that's a man.
Jaden?
What you got?
Yeah, nah.
What's this boy gonna say?
Nah, I'm also on the base of the same thing, but also like I think what makes a man is like how he approaches things. You know what I'm saying? Like there's obviously a mindset that you have to have. You know what I'm saying? Like a man wouldn't like normally, let's say pressure wise, a man used to work while under pressure. When he gets put into the deep end, he gets his way out of it. But in a sense of it doesn't affect his surroundings, it doesn't affect people, you know. So also communication, bro. Like a lot of men fear communication. I feel like if you communicate as a man, but in a specific way, like it shows, okay, bits, because you're not afraid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you think like being vulnerable is one of the things that you would say we're not communicating? Like being vulnerable.
Yeah, vulnerability takes a big.
Wait, can I ask a question? So in today's age, could a woman stand as a man? Like, do you know what I mean?
Like,
Do you know what?
Take
Like,
the man's role.
well, no, obviously they can. Like, there's a lot of single women, but like, do you think there are like ladies
They're
out
actually
there
capable
which
of
like
being-
what's the word, like when they see themselves as a man?
Identify as a man.
Yes, identify. Sorry,
That's the word you're looking for.
like obviously there is, but like,
Do you think they can actually
it's not
fully
the
grasp
same.
being
I
a man?
don't
Which is
know,
asking.
Yes, the same way as like, do you think a man can fully grasp being a woman?
Oh, nah,
don't
of
think
course
so.
not. Because, man, like,
We deal with
Bro, it's
different
not
issues.
the
Different
same
things, like-
also. I think what makes someone like a man also is like their experiences. So if you're like born a woman and then see yourself as a man, like you realize at a certain age that no, I think I'm
God
actually
made a
man.
mistake.
Yeah.
Then now like your past experiences are like different, and it's basically now you're just putting on a face in a way. And I know like they say no, it's
You're
who I've
born like
always
that.
been.
Yeah.
But then your past experiences were not the same as someone who was born like
Yeah.
a woman.
Oh,
born a man,
woman.
you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
shit. I didn't think about that way. Yeah.
What do you think, Shabzi?
Okay, to answer my question first. What a man is practically what you guys said, right? So it's basically, I see it as a guy who can, like you said, breadwinner, provide, right? Be able to protect. Firstly yourself, before you can protect
This
others,
is what I mean.
right?
Yeah.
And I think mindset wise, like you gotta be strong. And like you said, I like the fact that you said that you're able to take sacrifices, because you're gonna have to sacrifice
Yourself.
100%, because to benefit like your family, the people that you do provide for. I like that very much, because you need to be able to condition yourself to be able to
Not be
Take a lot.
take that
self-centered.
stance and be
Take
like,
them out sometimes.
yeah,
And
like,
not be
take that
self-centered,
out, or
yeah.
or like
Yeah, no, for sure.
your happiness comes second.
Mm.
Let me, if they're happy, I'm good.
Yeah,
Not necessarily that I'm happy, but for the mere fact that I've done this job
I'm content with
effectively,
that. Yeah,
I'm content, I'm good with that,
Yeah.
you know?
yeah.
So yeah, so that's what I
100%.
think being a man is.
And then the vulnerable part is that when Jaden was like, the communicating part, I agree with that, because I don't think guys actually do speak at all, you know, about certain things that hurt them, for example. So when it comes to being vulnerable, do you think guys should be vulnerable? Because I actually don't know what does it
I
even
think
mean,
there's specific ways into letting like your boys know. Listen, I'm going through something. Like I don't have to come to my homie crying and snot and everything. You know, like
But you
there's
should be
specific-
able to.
No, 104%, my boy. But I feel like there's specific ways where you can like.
You don't
approach
have
it.
to.
Yeah, like there's specific ways where you can approach it. Like if me and you go for like let's say a drink, you know what I'm saying? Go to the bar, I tell you, nah, this and this has been happening. That's communication. That's me letting you know what's going on. That's how I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? You listening.
Yeah.
That's you know what I'm saying. Instead of it doesn't have to be in the sense of like when I'm weak.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm actually gonna
babes,
cry
and all of that. So, you know, what I'm saying? It doesn't work like that.
Do you think they should tell that same information to like his girl?
No.
Nah. Why do you say so? Why do you say so? Actually,
I mean, you've got to be strong. Like, you've got to be the one that's like a support.
But that's why there's always your boy though, so that your hand doesn't have to
Yeah,
see
she doesn't
such
have to
things.
know.
But don't you think that's hard on like you sometimes? Like when you're holding on to something and you don't wanna look like a bitch. You don't wanna open yourself up because you're supposed to be that pillar, and then you let it build up to a point where you can't handle it anymore, and like then something like bad happens where you do have like a breakdown, and maybe not a breakdown in where you cry, but like where you just you don't even
Yeah.
believe in yourself anymore.
Yeah.
Like you think you're putting on this like facade. Like
so I think
I say
I think
too much.
with friends like what?
My hand was on.
Oh, I didn't see.
He's got a point, right? With the whole building up of emotion or whatever it is that you're struggling with, right?
Right.
Because you're gonna get to a point where it has to
You-
release. You don't
yeah.
have any more room
To
to
keep that in.
yeah. But then I think on one of our previous episodes, Lungo said it perfectly where he said, being able to cry, because I think that's what you're trying to say, right? Being able to cry in front of your heart or whatever, be vulnerable in that sense. Cool, sharp. Like if you want to do that, do that. But he said that you should be able to wanna let out or let whatever it is that you're building up out in other ways.
Yeah.
Be it in the sense of be it in the sense of
Punching bag.
punching bag or
rage
rage
room
room.
or-
Yeah. Punching bag or rage room, or you want to play
Whatever.
golf, or you're picking up another
Or
thing. I don't know what.
Be
But
on the
it could be
computer the whole
whatever.
night.
Yeah,
Be on the
playing
computer,
like
playing
Music, yeah.
Yeah.
Expressing
Or actually
yourself.
working,
you.
you know, trying to get
Baby
yourself.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Island boy.
boy.
Yeah, continue, dog.
But yeah, man. Like, so I also think the way Ronan said it, like you shouldn't. You can, but I think you shouldn't cry in front of your hand. Like, show her that you're still that pillar. Like, you're still that. strength.
Girls love boys which cry. Okay, not too much. Like
Yeah,
not
but I
cry
think- I
babies.
think- I think
but
also-
if you can open up
What,
to a
drop a
chick.
tear?
Yeah, open up. Yeah, I feel like
I think-
opening up, yes, we
Opening
can
up,
open.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
there's
I
obviously
think-
there's, I think, some things you just won't tell her, or if you tell her,
Yeah,
you tell her differently. You won't tell her crying.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
Yeah.
I've cried in front of my
Yeah.
girlfriend before. Like obviously, like I was upset, cried. Yo, and
But-
she just gave me cuddles the whole night. It's making me feel better. It's like a mom.
Yeah.
That's like in a sense.
That's what-
how men
But-
view women, like where they caretakers, like they
Oh,
supposed to look
yeah.
after you. So I think it's also like it's nice for them to do it. But like Ronan said, like you shouldn't always.
You shouldn't always
be
do
the
it,
one like crying all the time. Otherwise, like you're not
Yeah.
just
That's the roles, yeah. No, I
Wait,
totally get
can
you.
I?
Yeah, continue.
I wanted to know like what led you to like cry in front of her?
Oh,
Like, was
like,
it
oh,
was it a
Oh,
series
not
of
necessarily-
no? I'm not saying
If
like
he doesn't
what
wanna speak about it, don't
specifically.
speak
No,
about it.
I'm saying like like was it a sense of what you were carrying in that got you to that point where you just released, or was it like something that clicked and you were like, you know what, this is how I'm feeling. I'm just gonna show it. Or was it like a series of things that have happened in the
Build
past?
up, like I said,
You know what I'm saying? Because I feel
think
like
get what you're trying to say.
you'd normally get to that point with your hand where if you don't communicate with your boys enough, you're keeping everything in. Eventually, I mean, your hand's always going to be around. You're going to get to that point where,
you
you
are
can't.
definitely gonna
And
feel
then-
it telling you, man.
and yes,
One.
and then you're going to express, and you happen to express through tears because you're like, you know what, fuck it. I'm at this point.
You let go.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm asking, like,
But it
is
was-
it shit like that? Or
Yeah, no, it wasn't like issue that happened that like made me cry, but like you said, and I think that's like all my life, not all my life, but majority of times, like, you know, when those things stack up and it just feels like the world's beating down on you.
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
all
Shoulders get
you
heavier
want to
and
do is sometimes just like pop that tear, like feel
Just,
that
like,
like emotion,
release
because
it,
like
yeah.
you should be able to do it, like otherwise we wouldn't be able to
Able to,
cry
yeah, yeah.
if we weren't allowed to cry. And it's just society which like builds that facade of
Yeah. So
I feel you.
yeah, a bit of a confession, but I remember what do you call it? No, it's not even funny, boy. Stop laughing. So
Yeah.
but okay,
Go.
it was about like the whole building up thing, right? So there's certain issues that
wait, what was building up
no.
exactly?
Shout out, boy. I'm not laughing at you there. I'm just laughing. I'm just thinking about something.
Nah, don't worry about
Yeah.
it.
What
you thinking about,
You
come
think
on.
about that.
Something happened earlier. But
Right.
Run that,
Bitch.
baby.
okay.
But anyway, you remember this, bro? The time you came over to sleep, bro. So there's like you said, like you feel like the world is beating you up or whatever. Like there was a whole lot of build up of emotion, right? Stacked up. And I think because I shy away from expressing any of those emotions, like let it float in the air, disappear, you know.
Yeah.
Once. So
104%.
I remember that on that night, I slept, and then my dream was literally
The same.
everything that I've ever stacked up, built up, like, or try to, I guess, suppress. Yes, try to suppress. All happened in my dream, and was so vivid that I thought in my dream I was crying, or I don't know what was happening, but in my dream I was crying. Cause of all that build up and like everything is just there. It's like basically like facing your demons.
Yeah.
And you don't even want it. Bro, like I thought I was crying in my dream, dog. Woke up and I was like bawling my eyes out. Went to the mirror, looked at myself. I'm like, bro, this is not you, dog. What the fuck are you doing? Right? But then in that moment, I'm like, there's a reason, like I don't know, is my
Your
body
body
telling me,
is telling
like,
you that you're
like,
this
like,
body
subconscious,
shit up.
subconscious,
Subconscious.
yeah, like release. So I was there like for like 5 minutes. I was like, I fucking let me cry, right? Let me cry.
Let it out, dog.
Fam, let it out, and I was like,
You always feel better afterwards.
yeah, I was
Yeah,
like, alright.
so much better.
Yeah, I was there, looked at myself, I was like, alright.
Baby.
Bad bitch.
Carry on.
It's scary out, dog.
Yeah, no, wiped it off and I was like, fair. So basically my question is, has there ever come a point where you guys are like, fuck it, like, yes, I'ma just release. Like,
Yeah,
you
I
just-
think it happened to me at the start, beginning of the year. Like, something happened with my dad and my brother at the same time, bro, and they were like doing some dizzy shit, bro. So I was just like fed up. Like I wasn't like hurt on Thailand. I was just tired, bro. Like on Thailand, like tired, bro. So the only thing I could express is like through crying, bro. Like I don't know. I don't think anything. I was just like tired, bro. Like because to a point where like, there's nothing I can do to a point. Like especially when it comes to my dad or when it comes to brother as well. Like what am I gonna say, dude? Like I was just like, oh shit, like I'm literally alone. When they say like you're alone in this world, like this is literally what it means. Almost. So just like coming to that like acknowledgement that yo fuck, like yo,
Dude, what
I'm
you're
alone.
saying about being alone in this world, isn't it crazy that even your family or strangers, really, in the grand scheme of things, like what you're saying about your brother and stuff, like I had that thought before where it's actually the people closest to you, just because you know them as family, but they still their own
people, yeah.
Like obviously they help you, like you guys are my friends, like we here, like we in each other's lives still,
yeah.
but like we all strangers, which is
Same
when
concept
we're
of-
going to bed at night.
you go
Like
back
it
to
doesn't
alone.
even matter if there's somebody laying right next to you. Like
Right,
you're
right.
still
Going back
by
alone.
yourself.
Yeah.
You're going into your own zone, which like is a sad thought.
Thoughts too, it's
But
a
at
sad
the
thought,
same
mm.
time, it's so special.
It's empowering
like,
as
what
well.
is this?
dude.
Yeah,
Actually,
like,
it's also to a point it's empowering
because
bro,
nobody can judge you.
Mm.
You only judging yourself. Like if I come here and I'm like, yo, they
That is
probably
not
think
nice.
this isn't nice or something about me like on my face, and it's like and like it makes you feel shit. Like it's like, oh, you have a bad haircut. Like I remember but only I gave the worst fucking haircut. Then you're walking around going in public and stuff, and people do treat you differently from like what they perceive
See
you
you,
as. But at the end of the day,
It's all up to
like
you.
it's
what
all
you
up to
in
you.
here.
Like
Receive.
obviously you don't have to be so like egotistical and like
be so
like
self-centered.
there's
yo,
a way to do it where like you just don't have to like give a fuck about what other people like think. Like there's even a book like The Art of What Not Giving a Fuck.
fuck yeah.
And it's just that I wish that people ran with that more.
Rather than being dependent on other people, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because I believe that was empowering. Like that particular, because I didn't cry in a fucking while. I just saw myself like tearing out, like no one's business. Dude. Like I was crying like big time. Dude. Like wet, but like, I was crying. Dude. Yo, I couldn't believe it. And after that, I was like, who else is gonna break me?
Cheddar's like,
I was like, who else is gonna break me after this?
Yeah.
Who else is gonna break me after this? Who else?
Makes sense.
Who else?
My second question is
You just want to get some.
Oh
You
yeah,
wanna
I
get
guess
some.
bro. My second question is like okay, back to like the episode title, I guess. What have you guys seen like our peers, younger or within the realm of our age group, right?
Yeah.
Are they like are we losing it like as young men, or like are we heading towards the right direction? Like what y'all think?
Yo,
Ronan speak. Yeah.
Yeah, Ronan, run that up, dog.
I think there's like
Give
a
him the mic.
difference between what we see online and
Give
like
him the
reality. Like if you go online, it seems like everything's going
Oh,
south.
yeah, no, my bad gangster.
So like if you look at these guys online, like everyone's feminine and stuff, and everyone's down deep. But in reality, like if we actually look at our colleagues and our peers and stuff, it's not going too badly. You know what I mean?
okay, I actually have to agree with that. Yeah,
Like I haven't seen anyone who's like really like struggling immensely. Like everyone's sort of got their head screwed on right. In my
But
life, at least.
isn't that also a thing where like online they feel that they can express themselves, so like in person where they wouldn't express themselves because they
Okay.
feel bad about their feelings.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, 90% of what we see online is like 1% of people. It's
Yeah.
just it reaches
yeah,
so
it reaches
far.
so
Yeah.
far.
So it's
That
gonna
is so true.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
But that
I didn't actually.
shit,
that's crazy.
I actually didn't.
that's crazy, bro. That's so crazy.
One thing
so,
I do hate about online is like the negative stuff. Like it's so like the cancel culture. Like even I'm watching Netflix documentaries. Not documentaries, yo. Well, I have, but
Yeah.
I'm watching the comedy specials,
Yeah.
yo. But anyway, and like all these comedians, dude, like they cannot say things anymore.
anymore. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
all
and
this
what
And they all
Dave-
go on
like
about
what
the same
Dave
thing, the
Chappelle said, bro.
LGBTQ cancel culture,
Culture.
and then just like
Just-
whatever ethnicity they are, and like in a way, like they can only like speak about like
Joke about
their
their
own
own
ethnicity.
people,
Yeah, it's like
you know
so,
what I mean, which is
bro,
like
out of the
it,
brain.
it just it kills it so much, and it's so sad because obviously that's the most viewed thing, or like people like will take something that they've said and like make it the biggest thing ever.
and people can't genuinely have conversations anymore. Like if you
Yeah,
think about
yeah.
like
what's the Mexican do you know the big fat
Fluffy.
Fluffy. Dude, I'm watching his documentary. What the hell? Comedy special the other day, and then he got a part offered for Speedy Gonzalez, the little Mexican like mouse, and then people started wanting to cancel like Speedy Gonzalez. And then it's just like, what the flip?
What
Like,
the flip,
and it's
bro?
going on about like Mexican stereotyping, but then there's one big fat like Mexican guy, which is like, I'm the voice of Speedy Gonzalez, whatever, speaking, and like he's happy and proud of that like character.
the character.
And it's like, that like
bro.
that part's.
Hey, gents, if we can get enough views, maybe we can get cancelled, bro.
was there. But I think with the status of men right now, I think to a point, I think Ronan has a point because
Yeah, I never thought about
the
it like that.
the vocal minority are the ones that actually we listen to, especially online when it comes to online. In reality, guys, like think about it. Like okay, all my boys, no one has switched up in terms of being not to say feminine, but like switched up overall. Like overall, as in like the way the internet perceives that
The world is going.
guys have lost it so much. Like Ronan, it's a bit like Ronan said, it's a bit exaggerated. It's extremely exaggerated. And then what's the state of men? But I do feel like we could do a lot more because like this going out thing, like for me it's a waste of money, dude. Like I genuinely think so. Like how dude, like if you look at like perhaps like make an example of maybe for people like people that come from the US, people that come from the UK. You see some 21, 18-year-olds making millions, but like, you, not to say you really see that in specifically SA, but you really see that in SA because they're too focused on going out, you know,
fun.
groove and all of that stuff. So we are lacking. We definitely are lacking, Shem. So,
But isn't going out also a way to release? All of the
Yeah,
stuff
but
they've been
imagine
building
like
up?
we didn't go out in our 20s. What? Now I'm supposed to be 40 and you can't even get into a club and
but
you feel so, like,
you
out
wasted
of
so much.
place.
But
In your
think
20s,
about
you
it,
could
but think about
have.
it.
In your 20s, you could have built so much wealth that in your 40s you don't have to do fuck all.
Yeah, it's a good point.
104%.
Hey, I think that's
when
that.
you're 40, you're going overseas.
Bro,
to
you're
party,
traveling, bro. Yachts and
Sometimes
shit
you
like
even
that,
get
bro.
that. Sometimes you even get that earlier.
You see exactly my point. So I feel
you
like
grind the first 5 years.
first
by the
5
time you're
years,
25, bro.
you're already
you find
sitting-
yourself in fucking Bali or
Bali.
UK or freaking
tapping some
wherever, bro.
Asian names,
You
bro.
find yourself.
What if you're in
Hey,
Thailand?
yo.
Then those chicks are men, bro.
Hey yo! Hey yo!
That's exactly what I'm thinking about. When I said Asian, I'm
That's
like,
what
okay,
I'm
no,
saying, bro,
not
but
Asian. Not Asian.
No, you must
Like, you better cut this out, dog. Yeah, wait.
clip that.
Please clip that.
You now have to.
Continue, bro.
You have to, dog. You have to
That
run that
YouTube
up.
short's getting millions of views.
You have to run that up, dog.
Continue,
That
boy.
is so funny.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. Like everybody is like that grind, bro. Like that grind is you gotta want that grind now because I mean you don't want to party, and then you're facing the losses that 20-year-olds are facing.
But there's a balance too, though. Like if you
Yeah,
just keep
I
working,
think-
you're just gonna burn out, and then your work's gonna
Yeah,
become less productive.
nah, for sure.
I
But
wish I could like make a system. Like I saw there's a thing called WeWork. Like it's this open workplace place where like different like you can have a job but still work at WeWork, and you can have a different job and still work there. It's just like a community,
right.
which is like a nice idea. But I wish there was a way where you could. Obviously, you can't connect work and leisure because one is work and one is like playtime. Like, you know,
Right.
like mixing those together is a bit hard. But I wish there was like some system that works so well in productivity and like where you could go to work like 4 hours a day and it would be more productive than you going to work like
For 9 hours, 8
for
hours.
9 hours
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
And then people would also have like just a better standard of life.
Of life
because
overall.
they wouldn't be so upset and
All
like
the time.
all up-
worked up,
but then
yeah,
at the same time,
overwhelmed and everything.
like work also
builds character.
builds character, but like distracts people.
Oh,
Yeah,
people
they
are
see that
people
as
actually
a
genuinely
distraction.
looking for this. Oh, bro, I learned that actually through the alcohol part, bro. Like people actually don't want to think about their lives, bro. Like they don't want to. Like they don't want to, boy. It's
Like some
escape.
people,
an
some
escape,
people
bro.
hate,
Like
hate
it's
their
a
life.
serious escape, bro. Even the work part is like people need to spend like. Because apparently, obviously, there's some rich people like who perhaps go through the most, and their scapegoat is actually literally working. They have no social life. They've made it in life, definitely, but they just can't stand themselves to a point where like they just want to work. They just want to work.
You know,
So yeah,
would you rather be rich and have no family, or like not poor but just doing alright and have like a family that loves
Middle
you?
class with the
That's
Rich,
the deepest.
I'm
I'm gonna make family over the world.
Yeah,
I'm a
It's gotta
fan.
be family,
Yeah.
bro, yeah.
it's gotta be family, bro. It's gotta be
Well,
family. yeah.
okay, the question now is different. Like he said, middle class. Like it's not poor.
It's not poor.
Yeah, that's like
Normally,
Yeah, okay,
the question was
you-
poor.
That's
Middle class
comfortable.
and have a family.
that's
Bro,
comfortable, bro.
Yeah, that's
That's
very
comfortable.
comfortable.
That's
I'll
comfortable.
And
have
so,
that.
and like
Yeah,
something like Nikita tells me, it's like she doesn't want like an ordinary life that everybody has. Which like, yeah, you don't want that ordinary life. You don't want to be just another married couple, which is like boring and stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, is there not beauty in that ordinariness?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Is there not beauty in loving like a person or like having a family and like you don't have to be this rich person,
Who's
which, like,
traveling on
because
yachts
like
and all
you
that.
see people, rich people traveling in yachts, but you see all the like good things. Like you forget that these guys gotta walk and breathe
And then
the
they
same
gotta
the
way.
same
as you.
way as us.
They
yeah.
gotta deal with like
Their
Same
different
shit
or
that,
whatever
like,
they
the
have to
same
go
other
through.
bullshit. So it's just like
Which
it's an
life is actually
ordinary-
better?
Yeah,
Because
and, like, nobody
it
knows.
was it's the same question. Remember the question you posed? I think it was about parenting. Is there actually a right way to parent?
Parents, yo.
It's the same question as that. It's like,
Is there, right?
what do you say? Like, what do you say is the ideal relationship to be normal middle class with the family or rich with the family, or like which one is actually
there's not a
like which one there's not a like a perfect
And
blueprint.
I don't want to lie. What Alicia's saying reminds me of a conversation I was having with one of my boys, Nigel.
Ainch,
Yeah.
King Man.
And he was like, and we were like talking, we were eating, and then he was like talking about how life is gonna be so great once he's like married and that. And then I think to myself, I'm like, okay, because I've never really thought like that far, like how
that's-
great that would be. And then like I asked him, I'm like, why is life not gonna be great like in your 20s,
Before
like
that,
before you
yeah.
get married? And he's like, yeah, but it's like it's not the same. Like
There's
once
different.
you're married and like you have a family, like you're living for something totally different now,
Different
and
now.
it's just like the
the
I feel like,
approach to everything is
Yeah,
That
I
would
feel
that
like-
would also bring out your inner man. To know you
Yeah.
have like a little boy, a
100%,
little
yeah.
girl.
yeah, now you're like working
grind
for
is
something
different.
else.
You're
Now
not scared of the
The grind
dark
becomes-
anymore,
yeah.
fam.
You're not allowed to be
Depend, I'm
scared of
coming,
the-
yeah,
How?
bro, yo, you're
Bike-
not allowed.
Let's go. How you know?
Yeah, nah.
You can't be
Crazy.
But do you gents want to get married in life?
yeah, most
Yes.
definitely. Maybe 3 wives or so.
I don't know, dude.
The
Ronan
Bible
looks like
told
it's not
me,
big
bro.
show.
Now I'm-
Hey, bro, the only reason you're not gonna be scared of the dark is because your wife is scarier, bro. That's all I can say.
So true, bro. That is so
Nah,
true.
run it up,
Would
boy.
you want to get married, Ronan?
Yeah, I want to get married,
Most
bro.
Ainch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Bad
remember.
bitch.
Red bitch. Yes, sir.
Do you, bro?
You would-
Me?
I'm already
I don't know,
married.
dude.
Oh,
Nah,
I was
you
gonna
have
say
to.
that.
But the reason is because like I feel like the life I want,
Ish,
You
it's
know what I'm
not
saying?
ish.
it's not that marriage
Yeah.
doesn't fit in. It's that
She will she be able
there's
to
too
handle
many
it.
there's too many things.
Obstacles.
There's too many
Problems that are gonna be
obstacles
caused.
that can be caused that I won't be in control of.
Control of, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can, the life I want, bro. I want a life where like
Yeah, no, I get it.
you know what I'm
I
saying.
get
So
it, yeah.
and I don't want to put anybody else
in that pressure.
in that type
And
of
that's also- that's
because
what-
I mean it's the better make us see.
Remember, I told you that I'm actually changing my perception on this polygamy thing because of that. If I think about the lifestyle that I want to create for myself, oh, dude, doesn't look like it's gonna work or what. That's how I am.
But you can't tell yourself that.
See, exactly.
Nah, you-
And I mean, I also like. I'm sure everybody has doubts, but doubts are the worst. I want to say thing for a person. Like if you have a dream, but you have doubts about that dream, that's what's holding you back. But you can, and what you're saying about is that you say your friend's name's Nigel.
Yeah.
So Nigel was saying he's gonna have a great like life once he's married.
Yeah.
Which in a way is like what you're saying, you're in your 20s, but the fact that he has that like positive affirmation
gonna happen.
saying that it's gonna
gonna
happen,
happen,
yeah.
is so that I
What-
think that's something that you must
thing
hold
is-
with you, bro.
The thing is for me, bro, like I know for me, that's the lifestyle I want. You know what I'm saying? Like with the obstacles that come, I'm positive about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I know whatever
gonna
I
happen.
face,
They're gonna
I
come.
know it's
They're
gonna come. I know the
anyway.
challenges are gonna come. I know I'm gonna overcome them. I know I'm gonna face whatever. But it's putting somebody else in that position to be like, listen,
Will you
you
be
have
able
to
to
go
handle
to
this?
this limit, or having that question of, can you handle it? Or having that question of, is your mindset ready? Because I already know from looking at
Whatever's
other
happening
people
now,
and
or
see how other people deal with it. I know what's gonna come. So it's on the basis of, okay, can she handle it? Is she willing to handle
Can
it?
she
willing
handle
to
it?
Close to me.
handle
Yeah, lifestyle is just
Other
like hair,
other
bro.
people, huh?
Oh, rockstar.
Do you guys ever think about like, you know, like I'm sure all of us here want to be, you know, have money one day,
Rich
a lot of
entrepreneur.
But then
I
like
wanna be
sometimes,
wealthy.
you know,
I wanna be
sometimes like I think I'm like, damn, bro, you know, what if I was just, you know, average Joe, had a wife I loved, had kids, I was just a maths teacher, like. How horrible is that?
how horrible is that?
How
'Cause
horrible is that?
Whatever
like,
you
action?
want, you don't really seek for yacht level. You don't really seek for Dubai
be
level.
real,
You're only
but then-
seeking for the minimum stuff, and that's where you define your happiness. I get what you mean. Dude.
But then,
Yeah,
I
like
get what you mean. Dude.
yes, nah.
Is there
But
but
I fear that with that life, you gotta remember now we're still young, right? That's where our dreams are. Dreams are to be there.
there?
Right.
Now you're gonna be that math teacher who has a wife, who has kids. Great, like,
yeah.
you, it's like it's fine. Like you have a my life and all. But you're always gonna want to feed that inner child who always had those dreams.
104%.
So it's gonna play out in, I don't know, but I feel like it's gonna come out in a way that you don't expect. Like you always gonna wanna feed that kid or since you didn't really achieve what you really wanted to achieve, it's gonna be like shit, but you know.
And what's
could've
worse
been,
is
you know?
that your
But
boy.
really, what's stopping you? Like, let's say you're living on a maths teacher's salary. Okay, you got wife, kids to worry about. But let's say you have, you're gonna get that profit, whatever. That, like, not profit, but that cash, what you can go and spend on yourself.
Oh, and
so
that-
with that
but-
cash, why
but
don't you
that
then
is-
feed into your dreams? Why don't you invest that? Why don't you make more
Yeah.
money with that? Like, just because you're a maths teacher doesn't mean you can't
Can't
like,
do anything.
And also, basically, like what I was trying to get to is that the reason, like our inner child sees all those things as fun because our inner child like believes like that right there is like true happiness. Like you see all these guys on TV living that life, having fun. You're like, yo, I want to be as happy as those guys are. But then, what happens when now you have a family and you know you come home, your kids are hugging you like it's great. Like what if now when you get to that age, you're like, damn, I don't think it gets any better than this. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like what if you realize that
I also feel
there's
like
no better happiness?
But
than-
then that's if you when you reach that level of content, then great.
I keep-
Like literally, you've made it.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
I feel like
So,
I,
like you've made it.
can I please say something?
yeah, no.
I also feel like you know, yeah, in every aspect of your life, even if you've reached this teacher salary level, there's always going to be something you want that necessarily can't reach. Even if you're a millionaire,
that's what I'm saying.
there'll be something you definitely want to give. Even if you're a billionaire, there's something you definitely want. Maybe you'd seek.
There's always
There's
that.
always that.
always
There's always
demand.
that
There's always
higher
gonna
of
be
what
Like
you want.
you look at these guys who have like money, like blood money, but they also have issues too. They now that life is boring to them now. Now that's when drugs start coming in.
Yeah.
Now
Because
now
they
they're
crave
spending
that.
millions on drugs and
Yeah.
stuff like that because now
That's a
what I'm
tough. That's a
saying.
switch
how
up.
many
so they
how
crave
many
that.
celebrities actually took themselves out of the picture? If you think about it,
it,
and then you think, why would they
Why
do
would
that?
they do it? 'Cause they have
like,
everything.
They
Inverted
have
commas.
everything, yeah, like you said, inverted commas. But like, why would you also want that life where everybody knows what you're doing, like people following you all the time, like you can't even go out in public without some stranger coming to you and being like,
and I
Can I have
feel
a
like
picture?
I
Yeah.
know.
And rudely speaking about
I feel
it.
you on that, right? But let's not forget about passion.
yeah, okay.
Let's not
I
forget
still
about
wanna
the
be
fact.
there, like,
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like I'ma keep it a buck with you. If work feels like work, you're not doing what you love. You're settling. If you wake up, and even like people hate Mondays, right? I hate Mondays. I'm not gonna say I fucking hate Mondays, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Do you even have, okay, right.
I don't like
Another
Mondays. You know what I'm saying?
Unless
So
it's a public holiday.
no, Mondays at all. I don't like Mondays at all, bro. So like people that if you're chasing your passion and you've got your passion, and even on Mondays you can be like, bet I gotta go to work today. That grind, you start loving that grind. You know what I'm saying?
Because talking about the famous thing, because well, I like Israel Adesanya. I'm finishing it off.
Yeah, that nigga
He was like he's always not to say wanted this life of being famous. You get me, but to points where now it's going to a point where like it's irritating now. Like what's online, people are so rude now, and people just wanna take pictures for the sake of the gram. Like guys, really, like you coming to me just for a picture. You won't talk to me. How are you? I'm fine. You get me? Can I please have a picture? And then you're all of a sudden gone. So I know. What's the point? Like you're always gonna have things that you don't like about the life you have.
Yeah, there's always gonna be that
And it's tough,
negative
you see, so
side to it.
I don't know. Don't
That's why
I think it's important to know like what you're saying. Like okay, you reach famous, people that come up to you, they're just using you as a trophy,
Yeah.
to post on Instagram. You see, whereas like so now you have you're like this big guy. Everybody likes you, but how many people actually love you? You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas like if you're like more low key, have a family, because you're not always busy and all of that, you have more time to give to people that actually mean something to you in your life, and people that actually matter to you, and people that actually, you know, like your family. Like how, like imagine if you're rock star, fame, all of that. How much time do you have?
She
to
has
give
spent with family.
like your family, like your genuine, like people that actually love you from the bottom of their hearts, because.
Hence me saying, well, I don't know if I want to get married.
Alright,
In the church.
wrap it up.
Let me just add one thing though. You know, it's Nigel, right? Your friend.
Yeah.
I think he's got the wrong perspective because like he was like, when I get a family, I'm gonna be happy.
No. He wasn't saying like he's only gonna be happy then. he was just saying like
I just can't wait.
can't
he
wait
can't
till
wait
tomorrow.
for like because he feels
He
like
gets that.
feels like obviously laughing 20s like and like, he goes out, so don't get me wrong and all that. He's just saying like he I think he can't wait for that like that wholesome feeling. Of,
Yeah.
like,
Oh, okay.
Family,
Yeah.
kids.
And to conclude
like,
that,
country.
Never
we're all
mind.
a bunch of bad bitches.
Brother.
Ronan, take
You can just get
take
it,
us
bro.
out, dog.
I just want to say I'm an Alex Pereira fan.
Your boy got knocked the fuck out, homie.
Bro, that guy came from the favelas, bro.
Yeah.
Israel Adesanya was like playing with Dragon Ball Z figures and stuff. This guy was working on tires, bro. Anyways. Thanks for joining us, guys. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed this podcast.
Keep going.
Until next time,
Keep going.
everyone.
Keep going.
Yeah,
Yeah, peace out, yeah.
Like.
It is what it is.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Cancel us.
Yeah,